timestamps is a genuine philosophy gem. Bing, imagine, I just did that like that. That would mean that I'm an expert in YouTube, right? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. But genuine philosophy gem is a timestamp. So it's a little thing that you can use. It's a very easy, basic concept to bring yourself more centered, more aware in a moment, basically. So what I like to do in my daily life is I like to take timestamps whenever I can. So what I use it for, practicality of it, is if I might be feeling overwhelmed, I might be feeling anxious or fearful or sad about something, basically a negative emotion. What I like to do is I will do a timestamp. And basically what a timestamp is hyper-focusing on the current moment. So, oh my gosh, okay, I'm trying not to go into this, but there's a concept that I try to bring into my daily life as best I can. It's a heavy philosophical concept that will take a whole nother video to get to, but the gist of it is, in the current moment, in the exact current moment, you can't truly, genuinely feel anything, because if you're living in the current moment, the present moment, the exact present moment, you can't think, you can't feel anything, because you can't process, because immediately when you process something, you are reflecting on the past. As soon as you start reflecting on something, you're not in the current moment anymore. You're not in the present moment, because you're reflecting on it. You can't be in the moment and reflect on it at the same time. Those are two different moments. So I use timestamps to bring myself into the current moment as best as I can. And the way that I use timestamps is basically just either looking at certain things where, for example, if I'm at a stop sign and you look at the stop sign and there's a pole, right? And there's a pole and there's like a million holes. And if you look at the stop sign, you can look in the third hole from the bottom of the sign. And you can be like, well, what are you talking about, the third hole? I mean, look. Just look for the third hole, see if you can see it. And just focus entirely on trying to find that third hole. And if you find that third hole, then just look at it. What does it look like? What is the shape? How is the light hitting it? And you might be saying, well, why? Who cares? Exactly. Why and who cares is exactly why you should look at it. Because nobody would ever care. Nobody should ever care. And the only reason you should ever care is because of that specific moment. Because if you look at that and you hyper-focus on the third little hole on a stop sign, you're not thinking about, oh, you just got broken up with, or oh, you just broke up with somebody, or oh, you got to get to work, or oh, you're late, or you have a paper due, or you just had an argument, or your friend's not texting you back. It doesn't matter. None of that matters in the current moment. And that's what a timestamp is. You just take one, multiple a day if you can, or just one, or once a week, once a month, who cares? It's basically taking yourself out of autopilot and being like, well, what's this moment here? What's going on right here? Because another useful time where you can use it is in a doctor's office. You're waiting, sometimes for like an hour. And you're like, oh my God, you're on your phone maybe, which is fine. You know, it's funny, it's like sometimes you are more annoyed to be at a doctor's office on your phone than you would be just at home doing the same exact thing. But to each their own, and that's all about consciousness and awareness. So let's say you're at a doctor's office or somewhere where you're just waiting. And you don't need to take out your phone. You can take out your phone, but you can't timestamp if you're on your phone. Maybe you can. I'll challenge you to do that. But regularly, let's say you're sitting in a doctor's office. The whole time could be a timestamp. You could be like, what are you talking about? Be like, what if you don't distract yourself the entire time? You can, and usually what I like to do is I'll put headphones on. I usually listen to like some classical music or just piano. And with noise canceling headphones, and I'll just look around. I'll look at the panels on the wall. I'll see any cracks on the wall, any spider webs in the corner. What kind of magazines do they actually have? What are they? And just look around and observe. It's like people watching, but in the environment of which you are in. And while you're doing that, you are literally in that current moment. And you can argue, well, are you reflecting on what you're seeing? Yeah. Which technically you're not in that moment because you can't really gain any information while you're in the moment, because once you, again, reflect on it, then you're not in that current moment. But it doesn't really matter. You don't need to be in pure meditation mode while you're in there. It's fine. It's a timestamp. Chill out. So, like I said, you can just look around, see where you are, appreciate the beauty in that specific moment. You can go deeper into that moment if you really want to, or you can go a little bit outside of it. You can look at something and then reflect on that. While you're there, it's fine. It's a timestamp. Do whatever you want. It's the whole point of it is to take you out of autopilot and to put you into the current moment of which you're at, which could be anywhere, like where I am right now. If you were to see this whole video, you'd be able to see the change from myself. Oh, did it just stop? You'd be able to see the change between me being comfortable and me not being comfortable. Once I start talking about philosophy, I get really comfortable because it's my home. That's where I live. But anyway, timestamps, cool little thing. If you want to learn more about how to, little tricks to get into the current moment, comment down below. Let me know. Timestamps are awesome. See you later.